Laugh at my terrible spelling later. And then that's a high bridge. There we go. There we go, click. And this is done. We're watching backseat streams. Because he's gonna be on the backseat of me watching an old stream of his.
She's already soft locked me. Chica, why
Yep.
do you do this to me? This is so romantic. Back away. Freddy's like, don't leave me here.
Ready.
Going on.
This time I have water with me.
This situation.
So hopefully I won't get screamed. And I've eaten now. I've eaten melted brownies.
That sign has never been more accurate. This isn't about.
Of course I spill on myself.
Freddy and Chica smooching room. She's mesmerized by Freddy's pecs. Don't look at me like that, Chica.
My mom also, but this off note, my mom found a human figurine thing. So, that's great. Gotta put on the drawing glove.
Oh yeah, did they fix
They use a little tablet thing.
Okay, Freddy, this time we're not gonna let that happen, okay? God, she loves Freddy so much. Okay, ship artists, here's your next inspiration piece. Yeah, Freddy doesn't look like he's into this at all.
Million foxes or pomegranates.
This section when we're in Freddy.
Right.
Broke?
Oh my goodness, you just heard like the freaking world as I connected.
Can I get past him? Can I see what's behind him? Oh god! Oh no!
There we go. Hello, Aster! And a million foxes is here or pomegranate, so.
The game doesn't know how to handle this situation. Give it a moment.
As you can see,
every time I see low resolution,
we have this man.
He's so
I have yet to fix the outer outline, which I think I either need to. I think I need to erase. I think I just need to do something to the outer line.
What I'm gonna do? I get a feeling I'm going to get the Vanny ending.
Maybe. Let's try something while I'm here.
Let's get rid of this low.
Look at the color of this dog. I think it still looks pretty cool just without the line art. Holy shit. That's kind of intriguing how that looks.
Okay, now let's test out. Does the really easy deload here still work? So there's a thing you can do in Security Breach on PC.
Oh.
Where if you hug this wall, it loads the atrium. And everything is deloaded, including the bathrooms? Yes. Okay, but I've got to pause first. So normally on PC, you would open the door, and it would be deloaded, and you could do whatever you wanted. But now, it seems to really want to stop you, and throw up a loading screen. What patch is this? Spiff, honestly, this seems like it is a newer patch than PC. There are some things that are patched.
Look at this! Look at this! I'm having dinner. Why does this stream not happening when I get food? I'm so sorry, a million foxes or pomegranate.
I think
It
this is
just
slightly
happens that way.
consistent. Now let's
I
try
eat
this.
food on a different time length from
The
you.
Vanny ending. Are we safe?
Don't mind the
Are we
comment
somewhere
on the
where we
other
have a soft
post.
lock?
Yes, that
No,
post.
no, we're
The
fine.
lovely post.
We are actually somewhere where we can soft lock. Thank you, game, for making me think I was safe. But one thing, Smith, they did
Alright,
fix the
let's see.
loading screens. So they did that at least. Dang it,
Right,
I
we were
pressed
going
pause, but
to...
slightly too late this time.
Not that
Slightly
layer,
too
I
late is
need this
fine.
layer.
The game trapped me in a loading
Not that
screen, I
layer.
paused, and I escaped. That is what we like to see. This
And
stream is a
then
lot of,
we...
oh my
Well,
god, they
first of
patched the
all,
game. Oh no,
actually,
they didn't.
we're
Let's slow
gonna
the game down.
save me this pain again.
Ready? Oh god, you're not Freddy! Oh god, that scared me so much. When you call your
Just kidding.
teacher mum. Uncle
No,
Monty Freddy.
fuzzy
So
you.
embarrassing. Okay, let's try this again. This time, let's not get Montied. No. What? You took me out of the hiding spot into a wall? I cannot believe this. Spiff says, oh, that got unpatched?
Yes, this
Patching
is
started
without
that way,
the
lads.
outline. Does that
Okay, this is
fix
promising.
that ghosting? It does. Yay.
Vanny ending,
Thank
and then like
heavens.
an
We
hour
are
of the time
going
we switch
to...
version on. Let's go. God, the game does not like going up these stairs. So, if
What
I
is my
remember,
plan here?
I go here, and then I call Freddy and get in Freddy at the same time. And
Right. We're
we
gonna create a
are
ghost layer.
over. Let's complete the
Take
game.
that off.
Oh no, the door is closed. Oh no. It's over. Okay, new plan.
We're gonna
We can
create a
still do
ghost
this.
layer.
Freddy warp inside. Okay, here we go.
Yep, yeah. This is
And
working
time.
exactly to plan.
We did it. Another thing that they tried to patch, but is still possible by being a little bit of a stinker. Well, that's anticlimactic, isn't it? We're now going to get tricky. I'm going to test if some more glitches are still in the game. I would say it's not so much that other things have broken, it's more that some things have been patched, but they weren't patched very well. It's about half patched. By the way, if you missed me starting the game and what that
Am I
looked
thinking
like,
this right?
that was so funny. Go back to Deep Fried Game. Okay, shall we play in
No,
developer intended
my
mode?
brain died.
That's the security breach we
Whatever
need.
I was trying to do, I don't remember
It
what it
does look
was.
heavily oversaturated. It is also way
What was
too
I
dark.
doing?
God, that is actually kind of terrifying. Freddy,
That
we are
layer.
going to get a security pass. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and Freddy warp down there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that'll do.
There it is.
You know what, let's just
I
see
don't
how it
know what
looks
I
in
was
Ultimate
doing when I
Exclusive
did
with
that.
Archie Vision first. Looks great.
Oh wait, now I remember.
You
I
can see
wanted
why the
to take
developers
this
wanted
out.
this to be your experience.
Magic wand the inside of this,
Brightness back up.
so I
It's
can
good to see you
invert the
again, buddy.
selection,
Now
go
let's get on with
back
it.
to this one.
It's too dark to go out there without a flashlight. Except
So
for if we had
maybe
a flashlight. And then it's fine. We're just going to
I
leave Moon where he
can
is.
cut
Don't worry about Moon.
the jagged line that's...
God, Freddy's speech got cut off by a loading screen.
Oh my god, that worked!
Oh dear.
Mostly,
Don't see
it
a reason
worked!
why it
It
should have
worked pretty
crashed.
well,
We were doing
actually.
everything perfectly as intended. Nothing
Yes,
would ever crash
that
down
worked
inside Freddy. It'll
fantastically.
be fine.
Thank
The
you,
most stable
mini
game.
layer, because you
Five
can
Guys
see
to
there's like
Freddy's security
this
breach.
ghost layer
Okay.
here. And that was what was making this really awful looking, like, outer layer that just looked disgusting. But since I did that, now the disgusting layer is inside of the thing, which is much preferred. Oh, thank heavens! What is that layer? Is that really not that layer? Is that my liner layer? Apparently. We should probably clean up the liner area, to be honest. There's a bit of things that are just kind of hanging out in space that I didn't notice before. Think that's all? Yeah. Alright, let's get back to ground. Not the coyote faces. Let's get back to ground. And get back to this layer. And get back to that one brush I was using. There we go. Okay, so we were making a fluffy, but now we've gotten all the fluffy. Now we need, actually I need my reference. There it is. Ground, yes! We have spawned in the ground. This is a little funky. I don't know why he would be standing next to a cliff like that, but that's what we got. Cause now I need a scar color. Which one is the scar color? Cause we have like in here. Is it this color? It's that color. That's the scar color. That's lightning and that's lightning. Is his horns not this color? No, this is horns.
You aren't still using Google Chrome or, God forbid, Firefox for a browser, are you? Do you churn your
No, that's his blood. What is this green color?
for protection? Hopefully not. In 2023,
What does the green go to?
you can now set
No.
profiles to create a custom
No.
browser suited
What's the green go to? Does it go to the lightning? Is it
your private stuff to viewers.
maybe? Is it his tongue? No. What's the green go to? Is it the eye? It's the eye. It's his eye color. Too bad I won't be using that because I'm going to be doing his white eyes here, which match the scars.
Who's that sexy guy? You can also log into Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music directly from Opera GX sidebar.
Anyways, first we're going to use the soft brush for the horn, and then we might texture
Watching a YouTube video or even playing a song on SoundCloud or something, the player will automatically pause and then automatically resume once the media you're watching or listening to finishes. And I'm a
let me
tab
just see what I'm drawing in.
too many open at one time. With GX Hot Tabs Killer, you can identify the most resource-draining tabs and close them to make sure that the browser isn't overburdening your laptop or PC. There's too many features to show you.
We got ads playing right now. Are you an adult or a minor? I'm an adult at this point.
To skip less. The answer is to skip
I'm a young adult.
skip the elevator. Oh, what is happening?
I do not know what you did.
Freddy, I don't know what I did either. What is happening? Where are we? Oh, there he is. But why is the game not working? I can see Gregory. What? Oh my god, I'm having an out-of-body experience.
Reminds me, I need to dig out. My mom has like a piece.
Is that what I look like?
My mom has like vodka that's been sitting in the fridge for who knows how long. And I told her I wanted to try it.
Okay.
This is why the video is labeled as not made for kids.
If I go up here, will it spawn Gigamoo?
I'm not a kid.
It does.
I'm not gonna be making kid stuff.
I was trying to skip the stairs. I feared that would happen. I'm gonna try and clip out of
You would swear if I wish.
Okay, I think we're fine. Nothing can stop us now. Yeah, that can stop us. That'll do it. Okay, I can make this work.
Why were you 7? Why in all of good were you 7?
There we go. Okay, Mattbot, I'm coming to say hello.
Master, I need answers.
I would love to collect them, Matt, but I've been
No,
thrown
he's saying his first time he had alcohol, he was 7.
Where's Mattbot? Is he trying to like run over here as fast as he can? There he is.
Tonsil infection. Oh!
Oh, here he comes.
Dude, I was like, what in the world do you mean?
Freddy? That gave me the chills. Freddy?
It makes much more sense.
Sorry to interrupt. It's Backseat from the edit here. While I'm testing the limits of Mattbot... Oh god, he's vibrating. He's jiggling. I just wanted to remind you that the full 3-hour stream is available to watch on my Twitch page here. What about if I do this? What about if I block him with Freddy? Including one very odd glitch that is maybe a little bit too spicy for YouTube. That's unfortunate map placement. So if you're broken enough to want to see that, it's on the Twitch VOD. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yep, one shot of fireball. Ah! That sounds like it would have been fun. Is his horns textured? I didn't texture them with my pencil. I didn't. No, I think they're shaded,
Look,
but
Steph, I got an instant online offer.
I don't think they're textured at all.
Well, I got an instant
They're
turf
just
offer.
there.
When it comes to the spirit
I might
world,
texture them with my pencil. I
supernatural,
don't know.
chakras, I mean,
It had to be a fun
honestly, I just don't
experience.
mess with any of it.
Oh my
Whether it's
god,
real
my
or not,
shoulder
I'm
hurts.
sure
I
not
just
gonna
did
fool
like a
around and
mini
find out.
stretch.
I'm here to live as
Ooh.
normal a life I can.
That was
Die,
painful
and then
a
we
little
move on.
bit.
But I got curious. What would happen if I individually booked readings with a bunch of psychics? I mean, I don't even know what they do. I just know something about them being made of crystals and having 3 eyes or something. It's a world I've never explored before.
Sitting there
Until
watching
today,
draw,
I
and then I
didn't even know
needed the
what to
things.
expect. Would they all say the same thing?
Well,
Different
you
things?
can draw
Would
and
they all
watch,
twist and demand to
or
put a ritual
listen.
on me? Who knows?
Not
I
that I'm gonna
booked
be
a reading
talking a
with
lot, but you
5
can
different
draw and
psychics.
listen, man.
Let's see what they all said about me. I
I'm
wanted
not
to keep
keeping
as
you
much
here.
consistency in all of this as
Oops,
possible.
it's the wrong color.
Scientific
I
method
need
and
this
all that.
color.
So I specifically booked a tarot card reading and palm reading from all 5 of them. That way they're
We're
all reading the
finally
same
coloring
thing
in
for
his
me, and we
eyeballs.
get to be good little scientists in the supernatural community. Anyway, Psychic 1. I walked into the shop and saw a
I
table
don't know
with
what
a
I'm
bunch of
listening to
candles and
now.
crystals on it. You know, the typical psychic stuff. Now, I've never gone to a psychic at this point. I didn't know what they were gonna do to me. Were they gonna say my name and say they've been expecting me? And for all I know, a real-life wizard could walk through the door and speak in riddles to me the whole time.
What's
But
happening?
Psychic 1 was a 5
Oh, it's
tall
Jaded
woman, short
Animations!
lady in a black spaghetti strap tank top and a ponytail. All the psychics had a bit of a different method of doing the
I
tarot
don't
card
really want to
reading,
have
but the
her
overall gist
thing
is
in the
they had me pull my
background.
Fairly buggy
I want to
game.
watch them too bad.
But just how broken
But there we
can it
go.
get?
We're watching more of
Wow.
Backseat Streamer.
If someone were to use every dirty trick and glitch they could get their hands on,
We
could
want.
they complete the
He's a
game
black.
backwards?
And his eyes are.
Well, yes.
Well, his eyes are
If
black.
he can do it, this is the way he would want to go.
I need
You
the
can do it
Lula.
all in under 1 hour. This is Security Breach Reverse Boss Order. Okay, here we go, final boss.
I think.
And things are about to get very, very broken. Enjoy.
I think his cuticles are the standard. That.
So let's go for it. Fingers crossed nothing
Glowy
weird
blood.
happens. This game
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna have him
wants
bleeding,
to
so
break
you
in a
won't
very
see that
specific
specific blood color. We're just seeing the
Speed run? Kind
white
of
light
speed
sort of
run.
thing. I need to add in
Don't
his
have
scars.
the
I haven't
skill
done
to
that
be
yet.
honest, but I do
It's gonna
have
be a
the
whole
ability
other
to
level
move
of drawing the
fast.
fur, but hey,
And how that
let's see what we got right
manifests is
now.
making very bad decisions.
I don't know what his teeth look like.
So
I'm
here's
going
a
to
quick
make them the
overview
white
of what
stuff
we're doing.
too.
There are 6 bosses,
That's
all
not the white
boss-like
stuff.
encounters in Security Breach, and we're going to be completing those encounters in the
It's gonna look
reverse
freaking
order as
ghostly.
intended, and then see the end credits as quickly as possible. But before we defeat any bosses, we have to do just a little bit of prep work and collect
Am I
these
still
2
using the
abilities
blurring
that
brush?
will
I
need to
probably
perform
should
a
use my
bunch of
soft.
glitches very
We're
soon.
gonna save this blurring brush
Our
as
first step in
a.
accomplishing this goal is to head through this
Yes,
vent, which
save
is
that bitch.
pretty boring. Once we get out of here, we're going to have a little bit more agency. You'll be seeing more of later. Okay, let's go pick up our Freddo.
I don't know what the inside of his mouth is gonna be like.
Actually can't get back out.
We could have had the
So,
glowing.
to
No!
full ability, we need to just go where the game wants us to for a moment and head down to first.
No, you don't want the
Oh yeah,
blue
don't
bud.
forget
Well,
the
I mean,
bosses
okay,
are
it's not bad, the blue
muted.
bud. Blue bud's
Stumble across
interesting.
having them muted actually skips a bunch of voice lines altogether, which therefore shortens a bunch of cutscenes like the one you're seeing on screen right now. It doesn't shorten this cutscene though. With the cutscene over, we get inside Freddy once again.
Meow!
But
You
this
guys
time,
might not be able to hear it, but I hear a cat calling to me. Meow, meow, meow!
early.
Who's meowing?
Enter an it our dear boy, we can start using one of our main techniques.
You know, that's like
and
solar.
honestly, one of the most broken things in the entire game. If you jump and
We
then get to
have.
Freddy, the entire game will deload around you.
We cannot
We're
see
going
our
to use that to
kitty.
get around many locked doors. Initially, I plan to use this trick to go out of bounds immediately, which forces the game to respawn me elsewhere. In this case, giving me a shortcut back up to Freddy's room. Now we're going to
Here's a compromise. I'm gonna make the inside of his mouth
fall out of bounds.
the blue blood stuff because I don't know. Is it this? No, I think his mouth. Is his mouth the green? It's a different type of green, but that's like the only green I have. So, because he's gonna be controlling lightning, but he's not in his dark form, and I'm already way too far to worry about his dark form, so we are just going to put him in his light form.
But every time you restart from a glitch, oh goodness me, it's going to be a disaster. Okay, I think we're back on track. We're back on track, guys. 100% we're good.
I don't know
Everything's
what
gonna be
this
fine
is.
now on. Okay, Smish, I may need to reset. Okay, let's do it. One more time.
I don't know what to do for his mouth. We didn't have, the only thing we have of an open mouth is that one drawing.
The hard part is coming up. I know that you all love the
All his gums, I guess I could make the outer gum. All his gums are this, like, green, I think.
There we go. There we go. We fell out of the map. And we're going to be put back in Freddy's room when the game panics and doesn't know where to put me. This is the easy part. Now I'm panicking. I'm like, wait, so when I completed the game in reverse boss order, did I break something in the game's soul? Smish, once again, thanks for the gift sub. Let's push on. Here's the funny thing, is at this point, uh-oh, I did it. I muscle memoried, I did it. This is what happens if you accidentally get excited and jump into Freddy. Every door is locked.
Whoa.
The Pizzaplex is closed. It does not want our
Let's look at the without the liner. Oh boy, look at that beautiful smile.
Here we are, we're in the vent, everybody. Get your sus emotes ready.
I think his nose is just the same black.
Unthinkable. I'm gonna walk up the stairs of shame. We're just gonna have to walk up the stairs like Final Fantasy VII.
What a gorgeous day. What do you say we shoot some videos?
I can't tell if it's the same black.
Oh no, iPhone. Don't you die on.
Oh, we're listening to one of my favorite ads so far. They're great ads.
Come on. Power up. You can do it. There we go.
Big smile. You got a big smile.
Pixel? I thought I just lost you. Why are you lying on top of me? I'm using my battery to charge your battery. It was empty. Oh, sorry. I was binging that show about the friendly soccer coach. Thank you for juicing me up. I didn't even know that was possible. Pretty cool, right? It's more than cool. I mean, if you weren't here, I might have never.
We're assuming his nose is the same color as his back hair. Because I don't know. The best ads, those new Google Pixel ads, they are so funny.
The people love me. You are 13 foot tall black man.
And then we have Vertigo. No, I'm not interested in that one.
However, with that
Big smile, big smile. Look at this smile.
So we're just going to do this a few more times until we get to daycare. No lock door can stop us. Also worth noting that we have infinite battery. Freddy right now is basically in a cutscene state, which means we can take our sweet, sweet time.
Right, but now to draw in the other scars, which means taking this again. And so we have scars on his wrists, and then scars on the back of his legs and the underneath of his ribs.
To actually trigger it is that you're inside Freddy when you pass through. Something that we can very easily achieve now. So here we go, we walked into this little part of the map, and we have triggered the cutscene that plays when you complete daycare. However, getting this cutscene early has some very unfortunate knock-on effects that we'll see right at the end of the run. But for now, everything is perfectly fine, and we are definitely not marked for death. So now the game is on. Here's to good times ahead. Hello, Saki Afton. We're going to be going straight after your relative as our first target. Figuring out how to defeat Afton and then escape was an interesting process.
Are you okay?
In my very early glitch hunting research, I saw many things that man never should, such as several instances of true double Freddies. Beautiful, beautiful teamwork. A point of view shot of Gregory killing Freddy like we're in the goddamn Lion King.
UT is coming back to me. Tell me why.
The ability to
UT,
shoot Afton with a
I'm
laser
very
gun
lost.
during the cutscene. But, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we worry about any of that, to get there and even have a chance.
Goodness, I'm not sure if I need how to do
the
the scarring without the fuzz.
Now we're on a laser-focused track to Roxy Raceway, which can be easier said than done. Freddy, where the fuck are you? For a couple of Freddy-related reasons. Freddy, this isn't helpful. So while we wait for our Fazzy friend to cooperate, I don't want to revent Freddy. What are you doing? What better time than now to pop all the rules on the screen for what's required in this run. Freddy! Pause here to have a nice long read of them. Buddy! Or if you trust me to handle all the details for you, let's just crack on. Oh my word. So here we are in Roxy Raceway. We're ready to take down Afton now. But first, I'm going to turn the sound back up. Because one of these items glitches if you don't have the sound up. Of course it does. Second, grab this robot head that sets the time of day to 5:15 AM. This 4-hour leap into the future
Bugsy at this
all
point.
the remaining bosses, including Afton. And finally, we have to save our game in Roxy Raceway. So with all that done, it is time for the main event. So now we've got the worst part of the run, the Afton fight. But what makes Afton so tough in this challenge run? Well, that is a very big question. So buckle up for a very big answer. Although the Afton fight itself isn't too challenging, the really tricky part is how we continue the run after completing it. With most bosses, we can simply walk in, kill them, and walk back out. But to defeat Afton, we need to press a button that also happens to trigger the final cutscene of the game. So, in order to escape, we need to find a way to retain control in that cutscene, and use this control to navigate our way back up to the main Pizzaplex. Well, luckily for us, there is one form of gameplay that is capable of both of these things. Being caught by an enemy. If we could somehow get grabbed and reload somewhere in the main Pizzaplex after Afton was technically defeated. Yes. Okay, so now this save is canonical, we have beaten Afton. We could at least close our eyes and pretend that there's some continuity there. Afton is definitely dead. And so a hunt began for a way to get got in the final cutscene. If the battery runs out, he kills you? Yes, but this particular ending, that is not an option. The battery just doesn't drain. And to make our quest for death even harder, all animatronics despawn the frame you press that button, ruling all of them out as candidates to be our teleportation.
I need like an
tool
edge
as well. But
for the scar, but I don't have an edge, at least like right here.
never despawns. For whatever reason, the tentacles from
So we're
Monty
just
Freddy or
gonna
whatever
play
it is,
this.
they don't despawn. They're the only thing that doesn't. We want this to be the final button, because this is the closest button
Okay,
to
so then we
great
have the
proximity.
ones under the chest, which is why I have this lovely line right here.
So with a well-timed jump and plenty of momentum, there it is!
Or
It's
that
aboard the
scar.
Tentacle Express out of the final cutscene. So, with that intentional save in Roxy Raceway, and by making sure we skip a usually forced checkpoint with some tactical deloading, there we go. We're on the stage.
He has
Perfect.
2 scars.
Our escape plan is ready to go. Now we just have to actually execute all of that. How hard could that be? We really want to keep an eye on Freddy here. We cannot have him wandering off. Okay, he's going the other way.
There you go.
Straight down. If you could help me count, that does help. Otherwise, I have to sing. We need to count to 8. Every time we burn him, we count 1 number. I mean, honestly, I'll probably sing either way. So we need tentacles out and nearby the button.
You can't really see the scars on his leg from this angle. Maybe I'll just add a little bit
Roxy's
of
the worst one. Normally, you would get her to leave by using one of Freddy's upgrades,
little
which we don't
smoke.
have and will never have. So we've got to find a different way to get Roxy to leave, because when she gives up and runs away, that is when the tentacles have a chance of coming out. What if she doesn't leave? 6. Then it's trouble. Oh no. Okay, plan B. Come on. Uh-oh. This is very bad. Give up. Can I die? Is this hold X to close instruction card stopping me from dying? No, it isn't. Here we go. Afton tried
Let's
to.
put him on this one.
I am not going back to that vent. No way. Why is the door got no power? Is that... Oh, sugar. I just left the
There
door
we go.
shut. Whoops.
That works.
So that is so... She's gone.
I wonder how the scars are going right
Start to
now.
hear a gurgling. The tentacles cometh. Here we go. Ready? No! I got inside Freddy! No! Mission failed. We'll get him next time. We are getting better. We're making this ending more consistent, aren't we? Number 5, number 5. The run is alive. We're at number 5, but now we're at 6. I've got some tricks. Some tricks to get Roxy off my sticks. I don't have a SoundCloud. Maybe I will after this. Okay, I hear her running.
Alright, bye-bye, Aster.
See? It works. The system works. You stay there. Here we go. Got it! Yes, task failed successfully. So the tentacle grabbed us at the same time as Afton, and he threw us. Where did he throw us? He threw us back up to Roxy Raceway. Freddy, he saved us.
Yes, afternoon. I have.
Okay,
This is an afternoon for me. It's like.
We're gonna kill Roxanne.
What if you could do SEO
6.
smarter?
Bye-bye!
With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify your URLs, inspect all of them in one click, and more. Save time, customize freely with SEO on Wix.
It ain't a quiet life for a grease monkey like me, but being your own boss here has its perks. Lucky for me, I can always count on a few friends to grab a wrench and lend a hand. So, you think you got what it takes to call yourself a manic mechanic? Well, drop on by the shop and show us what you got.
There we go.
Hi, what? How are we doing?
Here she is. She doesn't know what's about to happen to her. You just wait. Thank the heavens.
No,
it
we're
is
just gonna
time for
treat
an
these
easy
like
one.
birds.
Now, how do we kill Roxy before we kill the DJ? Well, if you watched my video, then you probably know the answer to this one, because I actually did that in my casual playthrough. Do a deload here. And
I'm not cheating on you.
this tarmac, and we should be safe. But does this skip even still work with the game already twisted in knots thanks to my earlier exploits? Hang on. Nope. I thought we had a problem. We do not. Believe it or not, there was no edit there. A surprisingly large area of Roxy Raceway will instantly trigger her death cutscene, which is very unfortunate for her. With Roxy officially roadkill, it is time to escape the third basement area of the run so far by opening this vent with our screwdriver. Right, we never got the screwdriver. Now, we don't have the screwdriver, so normally we wouldn't be able to get out of here. But if we do a deload and fall into the void, yes, we are going to try the same technique from the start of the run, but this time we actually know what we're doing. The location security breach reloads you at when you fall out of bounds is the last save point that you loaded from. This means that in a brand new game where you haven't reloaded from any checkpoints, it is entirely possible to fall out of bounds and appear in a location from a completely different save file. Hence, you know, all of this. But luckily for this run, as part of killing Afton, we have already loaded back at Roxy Raceway. So all we need to do is steal her delicious eyes. Eyes acquired. Hop in, Freddy. Useless! Where are you?
Oh, zero.
Thank
Oh,
God.
zero, zero, zero.
Load our way out of her freshly dug grave without
I
so much as a
just
whiff
met
of
a guy
screwdriver.
named Zero.
We've escaped.
He is so cute.
Now it's time to kill the music man. Completing the DJ Music Man encounter is a challenging feat. Oh no! At the best of times. You've never seen Monty's jump scare before. I know that, that's why I did it. So now let's do this for real. And it is much worse in reverse boss order. As you may have noticed, we're going through the game backwards, so we don't have any weapons, we don't have a flashlight, we don't even have the cameras. So that is super challenging, but not impossible. All I really needed to do was get good. As if I'd get good. Look, we just found a way to break it instead. The Fazcade there, that's our next destination. But we're not going to go there straight away.
Since
Instead, we're going to go
the
to Bonnie Bowl.
with
Freddy, you stay there. Good
scars.
dog. Now we're getting some Monty Mystery Mix, and we need this to kill Chica, but the real reason is because being back here will actually give us a huge advantage for DJ Music Man. The developers intended Freddy to not be able to enter the Music Man section. But with a deload through this wall in Bonnie Bowl, we can smuggle our boy inside. And because he's not supposed to be in this section, he's going to have infinite battery while we do it.
Hi,
With
Zero.
the ultimate weapon
Are
of
we?
friendship on our
We're not.
side,
It's not
this
even
part
that late.
really is as
It's
trivial
not late
as we
enough for
want
you
it
to
to
start
be.
like randomly.
Hi Chica, how you
punching
doing?
his
Good to see you. I
face.
think you went that way. That being said,
He
there's
just
nothing wrong
wants to
with
make
getting
sure
a
you're
little spicy
I
okay.
with some
know.
bits on foot.
It's so weird though.
Never mind, I take it back.
He's like punch,
Here
punch,
we
punch,
go.
punch, punch, and
Time
it
for the
makes it
big
bad.
moment, which we will just not be partaking in. No, thank you. We're going to just be able to ride inside his body. And there we go. Now, this section isn't over quite yet because we need to see DJ Music Man dancing. He be vibing though. That's a split. Okay, that is DJ Music Man done.
If you see the DJ, say hello. He is such a nice fella.
Freddy, you saw him a moment ago. Are you okay? Lucky us, Monty's just over there in Maze's eyes. We've now gone far enough back in Security Breach
Am
to
I
reach
broken
the point
still?
where the game gives us
I'm
an
broken.
option of 2 bosses.
I
Since
get
there's
it.
no official
I'm
order
broken,
to
Zero.
reverse these 2, I'm just going to pop them in alphabetical order and reverse them
Now
out.
it's gonna tell you I'm broken.
So, first up, onto Monty. Now, this is another difficult bit, and this is where we save ourselves from having to deal with another vent. There are 2 ways to get to Monty. You can either go through the daycare theatre section to move a maze, which is far too slow, or we can just do the old classic and deload ourselves into the vent. Then pop out of this grate with the screwdriver, but right, we're gonna need a third way. So, just what is this magical third way? We can come here, and we can use Freddy as a little booster to get on top of the vent, rather than going inside it. Come on, come on. Can take a little bit of elbow grease. Elfernic, how you doing? You join me as I'm rubbing my face up and down a vent. I just can't believe that the vent is what's going to lose me all my time. Be right back, Tremac. Don't worry, we'll still be here when you come back. Tremac's not going to miss anything.
Hi. Yes. Oh no,
First try.
no. You're
Easy.
a good boy.
And
Yeah,
now, when
you're
we
a
stand
good
here,
boy.
it's going to load in the Joel
You are a
course.
good boy.
We actually can't walk here, there's no visible wall. But if we jump around enough and we wiggle just right, there it is. Now let's save, because I'm not doing that again. No way. In my personal best, I did a sick kickflip off this gate, which gives Monty stage fright and lets me complete this shooting gallery section in complete privacy. However, that's certainly not the only way that this section can go. Oh my goodness me! Freddy's gate crashing the cutscene. There he goes. That Wild West cinematography. Holy. I've deleted Monty. I should look into how I did that. What if I block him? You stay... Oh, sugar, he doesn't get blocked. I don't even know where he is. Where is he? Oh, there he is. There's the boy.
There we go. Alright, I think the boy has been finished.
I can't go on. I'm dead.
But I need to do the background
Good, I'm
and
just going to get
exciting
onto it.
lightning now.
That was uncalled for. When he says it's fine, that's when we
My
spine.
mom just
And
wants me to be done with this.
lit. Okay, let's claim our prize. We're actually going to pick up our first and only weapon. Oh no, I was an event, wasn't I? Oh no. Okay, next is Chica. And... Okay, Freddy. Oh, that shut you up.
Summer's never been sweeter with our signature key lime pie concrete in our all new Very Berry Strawberry Shake. Our concrete is mixed with a whole slice of key lime pie, topped with whipped cream and crushed graham crackers. Or get 2 tubs of
Damn it,
strawberry
Looking at
Chris.
the
condensed Very Berry Strawberry
old...
Shake.
Oh, you
Order
should
the
put
app
my
or
phone
online today.
calls up to spam on your channel.
What?
So now we're on our way to Chica. So we are going down here.
Hello?
Oh, great.
But we should be in the basement
This
proper,
is
and I
the
believe
county
we've got
morgue?
infinite battery again. So
God.
next up, we need
This is the
to
county
pick
morgue?
up
Camcom.
generator and place the multi-mystery mix in the trash compactor.
You called the county
Initially,
morgue.
I
Can
just
you
planned
take
to
us
follow
off
the
the list,
intended
please?
path without any hijinks. No, Freddy, no! Get out of there, Freddy! Okay,
This is the
without
county morgue?
too many hijinks. I've got no choice. This is what Freddy would want.
We work with dead
The real
people.
issue comes
Obviously, life
after the simple
insurance
blow.
is something that
Shall
works
we just
when we're
try and
dead.
escape from the
So,
sewer?
um,
With
can
just
you...
how incredibly long the ascent
Nope.
from Chica's sewer domain really
Take
is.
me off your list.
Now, sadly, we can't
What in the
actually
fresh
go
hell
down
on
here
planet Earth is it?
because Freddy is uncallable. I can't get Freddy down here.
You're not even
Yes, even
listening
though
to me.
Freddy is constantly getting
So,
places
what
he
is your
shouldn't be in
favorite
this
color?
run, this basement is where the game finally puts its foot down and says no. Freddy is just
I am
totally,
at the county
metaphorically
morgue.
dead here. Tronmo, I looked for ways to break this. I really did. And I found plenty of ways to
This is
Chris!
break it.
hilarious to
I
listen
need
to.
this on recording,
But
man.
none that broke it in my
Look,
favour. I need to find a way to glitch out of this section. That would be way quicker. And you know what? They were right. So after some more research in the speedrunning Discord, I came
Hi,
back
this
with
is the
a
county
few
morgue. Can you please
tricks.
take us off
We're
your
not playing
list?
this as intended no more. And now we're going to attempt a skip.
It happened. You
And
have to
there
go
they
through all
go.
this shit.
That sound took me by
But you can
surprise,
get
I'll be
somewhere.
honest.
Oh boy,
Swelling
you
with
should tell people
confidence
I
after
do
skipping
that.
the
It's
first
funny.
generator, I decided live on stream to try a brand new spicy Gregory-only method of going out of bounds in Trashland, which would let us escape the entire section early, just like Roxy's basement. But without any planning, where would the game even spit us out after we fell into the abyss? And fall out of bounds. Yes! The realization of just how badly I messed up comes
Oh
in
yes,
3,
it
2,
is.
1. Uh-oh. I have detected an issue. We no longer seem to have Freddy. Maybe this skip was a bad idea. It looks like the skip skips the part where you get Freddy back, meaning that Freddy is now dead everywhere. Oh my god, I actually killed him in the crusher. This means no more deloads, no more Freddy Master Key. If we've lost Freddy, then there's nothing we can do. And no more run. Well, this is the run, I guess. Unless... maybe the way to do that Chica skill is to get the save outside daycare instead. If I save and then quit out in the daycare entrance, I'll land right outside daycare and I don't need to get that ticket. That would be pretty good. So, much like a baby Chica, the plan was hatched. Next run, I'd save in the daycare entrance hall after defeating Monty, quit to the main menu and reload, get to Chica's litter lodgings and all the way here without dying or saving, then clip out of bounds like we did before, and... the run is alive, and everything's going to be alright forever. Down we go, we're sliding into fun. It's the last boss. But thankfully we're at the start of the game. Us not having Freddy is actually intentional at this point. It's the intended experience. Oh, those simple days where I thought the worst was behind me. So don't do that. Don't do that. Arriving at this point in the game last made the moon and sun drop act a little strange. Wow, he shaved his head for a second there. What the heck happened there? But sure that it was all just some general jank. Freddy is opening doors somewhere. I pressed on and got banned from daycare and defeated the final boss of the run. And look, we even got Freddy back exactly as planned. Oh, thank God! Freddy is completely repaired. Now all I had to do was deload my way back to Phasablast and... mother flipper. Okay.
Hello, bug.
Good news is that
Drop my air
takes
tablet.
you
I
right
don't know
up
where
to
you
the
came
front.
from, but you're not allowed to be
Okay.
here.
Actually good, I think. So we don't need to redo that section, and we can just deload our way back to Phas... okay, maybe not actually good. Maybe not actually good. Yes, I'd like to introduce everybody here to the true final boss of Security Breach, Gigamoo.
We need to get out of here now.
After getting banned from daycare, a moon chase begins, which only ends when you get that cutscene that we've already used. Without that cutscene to stop it, the moon will hunt you down no matter what. And if he does get you, even one time, he checkpoints you right here in the daycare entrance. Yeah, this is bad. Trapping you in his sphere of influence and effectively soft-locking the game. Let's reload. But here's the thing. So, gotta start a new game. He doesn't only chase you in linear time. I'm kind of confused by the music right now. Is that Moon? Honestly, I actually don't know what's going on right now. Okay, I'm gonna restart the game. I'm gonna restart the game. 1 second. This final boss, this Gigamoon, is now on the hunt for you in every timeline. Please don't have the moon somehow survive into this save game. The moon takes his job as the last boss very seriously. Okay, I can still hear Moon. Thankfully, there is...
Alright, let's see how the line art changed after all that. Oh, that's the color we wanted, the line art.
Get him back. You're damn right I'm jumping in and hauling your ass as far into the void.
Look at that.
But do be careful not to actually fall out of bounds. Oh god, where am I going to end up?
It's gorgeous. Alright, I think I'm done tinkering.
That you loaded from is guaranteed to be at least somewhere in daycare. And if that happens...
move this up. Move this layer.
I'm not a fan of how close I am to the daycare still. Please don't kill me, Moon. 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 Okay, we're safe. I genuinely flinched. I was terrified. We are safe. But without any guarantee for how long, we've only got one thing left to do. Get to Phasablast, deload into the bad ending,
Alrighty.
but don't mess it up. That moon is a real mean boy. He really doesn't want you escaping the game, especially not in such a pristine state. Now we just got to get to Phasablast. And we need to get the Vanny ending.
So far, I just took a
Okay,
gray
we're good.
from his thing. I don't even know what it's used for.
We're gonna finish the game, everyone. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna come here. Should I save first? Nah. No! Only a loser baby would save the game. We don't do that. We're going fast. Let's take it slow. Let's not embarrass ourselves now. Don't judge me. Coward. There we go. It's like here. This is where I want to be. And then just don't touch anything. Okay, I am... Okay, good job we saved. Whoa, no. You do not want to walk in there because the door shuts behind you and you get trapped. This is the make or break. This is what's going to decide if this is an embarrassment or not. There we go. Once we are inside the Bad Endings basement, there's no more need for deloading. And since running is a little faster, it's time to ditch Freddy and sprint to the end. And time! 2 hours and 5 minutes. Oh, that's time. A stream personal best of 1 hour, 28 minutes. That is over half an hour faster than our one last time, but we can do better. Time. 1 hour, 24 minutes. Is that the best on stream now? And that is how I beat Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, defeating the bosses in the reverse order in under an hour. If you'd like to see my best run in its entirety without commentary, there's a link to exactly that in the description, as well as at the end of this video. And if you're feeling brave and would like to watch the VODs of some of my less graceful attempts, I have no idea what's going on. They can all be found on my Twitch page here. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you'll stick around.
Have you heard about this Samsung flip phone? Once you see it, you must have it.
There's no way I'd ever switch.
That we would already have several movies and they would all be terrible. I mean, and the, Ultimate Custom Night would have come out way too soon, and it just served as a really important lesson for me that you should never take. It taught me to never take for granted.
Yeah.
How special it is to have a group of people who are eager to play what you make. Whenever I made I'll use the Desolate Hope as my example again. I saw one person made a piece of fan art of that on the internet. I found it on Google. Someone had drawn one of the characters, and that was the most special thing to me in the world, that someone had drawn a picture of one of my characters. Like, I can't even tell you how important seeing that one drawing was. And this is just, I have no idea who it was.
That worked out surprisingly well.
To have a fan base and to have kids that are drawing these pictures and sending. I got a letter from the other day addressed to Foxy.
Aww.
And God bless the post office in my town for knowing me and for sending me these letters anyway. I kid you not, it was addressed to Foxy, only to Foxy, and I think below it might have had some other clue as to who it was for, but the post office made sure to pass it along to me.
Oh.
I mean, how awesome is that? And the letter was written to Foxy. It was asking Foxy a question.
That's so awesome.
That's so. There's nothing more priceless than that.
Yeah.
And to have a fan base, of people who care about these characters in the game, that is the only thing that matters. you know, and they should never be taken for granted.
Yeah.
And you know, who cares if something is commercial, and who cares if something is going to make a whole bunch of money? You know, you just have to make sure that whenever those people finally get to see this next thing, that it's something that lifts them up and makes them happy, and it's something that it was everything that they wanted to see. You know, like that's all that matters. You know, and I need to write that kid back. I'm gonna go get a big envelope and put a bunch of Foxy plush toys, and I'm gonna write a letter as Foxy. I've never done that before, but I'm gonna totally do it. And I'm gonna even make a little tear in the paper and say that it was my hook that
Yeah,
cut
we
it.
saw.
I'm gonna totally
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
But yeah, so yeah, that's a long story. But no, FNAF World taught me to never take for granted your fan base. I think I would just like to make sure everybody out there knows how much I really appreciate this fan base, and just how much I appreciate all of the support.
We're watching Curious.
The vast oceans of the video game Subnautica and its sequel Below Zero teem with incredible life, some friendly and some deadly. While the series is focused on survival, the life forms of Subnautica are amazing even when they're trying to eat you. Possessing fascinating biology, bizarre behavioral patterns, and hidden mysteries. I've explored the various creatures of the series before on my channel, and in this special compilation episode, you can get the full documentary-style experience in one video. From the sunlit shallows to the deepest abyss, we'll explore the biology behind these puzzling aliens, and discover the role they play in their larger ecosystems. So, let's take the plunge together and see what awaits us under the surface. Beginning in the safety of shallow, warm waters, we find that stable conditions have led to a region crowded with varied life. One of the first life forms we can spot are the peepers, or rather, they spot us with their enormous dinner plate-like eyes. These easily identifiable creatures have evolved visual sensors capable of discerning colors not just in clear waters, but in a variety of lighting conditions. This, combined with their surprising speed, means that despite being herbivores, peepers aren't at the bottom of the food chain. That distinction instead belongs to these creatures, the rather unfortunate-looking Garryfish.
He's like, I take care of you. Yep, yep.
The Garryfish make easy prey for most anything else in these shallow waters. All ecosystems, including the oceans of Earth, need something at the bottom of the food chain, after all. Other common herbivores on 4546b include the bladderfish, which swims by contracting and expanding its translucent bladder, and the unusual boomerang, a horizontally symmetrical oddity that possesses a mouth full of sharp teeth to break down coral. On the subject of coral, the landscape of the safe shallows is dominated by one particularly unusual life form. These gargantuan tubes are large enough to swim through, and despite appearances, are very much alive. Aptly named giant coral tubes, they don't look much like the coral we know on Earth. These tubes have evolved to filter nutrients that flow through their center, and judging by their size and abundance, it's a strategy that has been quite successful. Gliding near the tubes is the elegant rabbit ray, the first of many ray species we may encounter. The undulating motion that the rabbit ray uses to swim through the clear seas is analogous to the underwater movements of various types of Earth rays. But it's not the movement of the rabbit ray that gives it its curious name. Instead, the rabbit ray's most defining features are its twin orange appendages that help it sense vibrations. These ear-like structures resemble the ears of rabbits, and so the aquatic rabbit ray shares a name with an otherwise dissimilar terrestrial herbivore. Beneath the shallow's twisted network of underwater caves. While exploring one as I was gathering this footage, I heard a strange noise. And then a fish exploded in my face. That short-lived creature was a crash fish, an evolutionary oddity that is difficult to study due to its highly frustrating habit of exploding when anything gets close. While an animal exploding to defend its territory might seem too outlandish to evolve, there's a model of such behavior on our own planet. Though uncommon, certain species of ants have been observed erupting into goo to block tunnels when their nest is under threat. Truly, nature is highly unusual, no matter the planet. Elsewhere in the caves, the far less bothersome shuttlebugs drift near the stone walls. Shuttlebugs are challenging creatures to make sense of, with 3 legs and 3 mandibles that have evolved into fin-like tentacles. Despite looking slightly unsettling, analysis suggests shuttlebugs are too small to be a threat to most organisms, and have instead adapted to feed on the waste products of the ecosystem around them. Leaving the caves, you'll see our first large species is waiting for us, the gasopods. These rotund, leathery beasts resemble Earth manatees, yet have a curious defense that is all their own. Although in no way hostile, when threatened, gasopods will nonetheless release a deadly cloud of underwater mist, which I can't recommend ingesting. Chemical analysis of gasopods tells us the poisonous compound comes from the bulbous appendage at the end of their tail. Since gasopods are social creatures, it's even possible they use these clouds to communicate with one another. While the gasopods are the largest creatures in the safe shallows, they're barely the tip of the proverbial iceberg when it comes to Planet 4546b. Venturing into the vast kelp forest, we'll find a radically different environment than the region we just left. Here, light is low thanks to the high volume of creepvine plants, creating a hidden ecosystem, just like kelp-heavy regions in Earth's oceans. Here and there, clusters of creepvine seeds cast shadows across the environment like natural floodlights. I find myself wondering just what might be hidden among the swaying fronds. That is a stalker, the largest predator that makes its home in the dense creepvines. These fearsome customers possess a series of dorsal ridges to help them make tight turns, and their long, thin snout is likely adapted for ensnaring fish, as it greatly resembles the effective, slender snouts of real-life gharials. Yet at the edge of the kelp forest, one stalker is behaving rather oddly. This stalker is picking up various pieces of scrap metal with its snout, only to drop them after a short period. This behavior seems to serve no practical purpose, and indeed the stalkers seem to simply have a fondness for shiny objects. Puzzling as this behavior might seem, however, the barracuda, a predatory earthfish, is also known to be attracted to shiny objects because it's evolved to spot the silvery glint of the fish it prefers to prey on. And when one considers the common prey of the stalker, this attraction to shiny materials makes perfect sense. In the murky depths of the kelp forest, schools of fast-moving hoopfish light up the dark with their vibrant coloring. A brief study of hoopfish anatomy reveals they get their name from their antennae, which extends from the top and bottom of their heads and bends around their tails, forming a hoop. Exactly why these stunning fish possess such intense and varied colors, however, is a mystery. On the subject of mysteries, the last fish of the kelp forest we'll see is quite the enigma. Meet the hoverfish, a peaceful herbivore that appears to hover on pads at the end of its 6 legs. Using these strange appendages, the hoverfish glides on the undersea currents in a manner quite dissimilar to any other fish on the planet. It's surprising to learn, therefore, that the hoverfish may actually be a distant relative of the nondescript bladderfish, with their legs actually a highly derived form of the bladderfish's primitive vacuole tubing. It's the kind of creature that could only exist in the kelp forest. Just beyond the waving creepvines, the landscape gives way to an alien grassy plateau. Here, the sandy terrain is almost completely carpeted with bloodgrass, as the seafloor is too dense for creepvines to take hold. And in the open space, even larger lifeforms are on the prowl. At the edge of the grassy plateau, a strange cloud of sand is gathering. As we swim closer to the unexpected turbulence, a creature with a huge fanged mouth lashes out. This is a sand shark, a predator with a distinctive hunting strategy. The sand shark burrows into the sand, then erupts out when unsuspecting prey swims by, ending the chase with a snap from its massive jaws. With segmented body armor and 6 rows of fearsome teeth, it's little wonder why these predators are so effective. And alien as their behavior might seem, some sharks on Earth employ a similar strategy in swimming along the sandy floor near the shoreline in search of food, although they of course don't possess the extreme tunneling abilities of the sand shark. A common target of the sand shark's brutal ambushes swims overhead. The spadefish doesn't look like much from most angles, but glimpse one from above and you'll spot its defining feature, a single cyclopsian eye. Closer analysis of the spadefish suggests it feeds on the sea floor,
Be
and its single
magical.
eye allows the
He's moving
spadefish to
around the
spot
things.
predators above it. Its mottled green coloration suggests it normally hides among seagrasses, like many fish do on Earth.
Now there's a pen for
When a spadefish
clouds.
wanders onto the grassy plateaus, however, it is hopelessly exposed. On the far side of the grassy plateau, what appear to be tiny floating islands hang miraculously in the water.
Outside?
Upon closer inspection, these chunks of rock are
That's
all
fine.
supported by colonies
I
of
don't
the
know if you
same
meant outside,
cheerish
but
life form, the floaters.
maybe like,
Transparent gelatinous blobs, floaters are at
hold
once
on.
oddly beautiful and
I'm
slightly
gonna
silly
try
looking.
this.
Analysis of these creatures revealed there are actually multiple microorganisms living in symbiosis, which we can compare to some deep-sea species of jellyfish. The floater's ability to suspend heavy objects, however, remains something of a mystery. Swimming close by the floating islands is a distant relative of the peeper called the Reginald. The entire back end of these oddly named fellows is composed of one large fin, and that fin's bright coloration appears to be part of a mating ritual. While it swims, the Reginald filters algae and other plant-like material from the
Reach the
water
clouds
via
to the
4
board.
gill-like forward-facing orifices. While this is a noteworthy adaptation, something looming behind the Reginald demands our attention. In the abyss beyond the edge of the plateau, the largest organism we've yet to glimpse calls out through the deep. This is a reefback, a Leviathan-class organism that exceeds lengths of 220 feet, or 70 meters, and is, thankfully, quite friendly. Swimming closer to these gentle giants, we can see they're unlike any life form we've yet to glimpse. Possessing a thick exoskeleton, their shells have become an oasis of life. Adult reefbacks can support many ecosystems on their back, including many types of coral and small fish. And nearby this adult is a baby, a much smaller creature whose shell is not yet ready to support an ecosystem like its parents. I confess I spent some time just watching these creatures drift in their pods and listening to them call out to each other with complex sounds that suggest a surprising amount of intelligence. With the sun now getting low, it's time to venture deeper into the abyss and enter the foreboding final biome of the dunes. In this vast, empty expanse, life often flocks near hydrothermal vents. These great fissures on the sea floor release a rich chemical soup into the water, much like those that support life in the depths of Earth's oceans. But it's not life among the vents that concerns me. A terrifying roar comes from above. A Reaper Leviathan strikes out into the abyss. This aggressive apex predator possesses 4 mandibles at the front of its maw to drag in large prey, and at 180 feet, or 55 meters in length, a hungry Reaper Leviathan can take down almost anything. Analysis of the organism's biology suggests the roar emitted by a Reaper is a form of sonar, meaning if you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. Thankfully, it seems this Reaper isn't hungry. And as I watch the deadly Leviathan vanish into the darkness, I realize I've done enough field work for the day. The sun has now set on 4546b, yet the wonders of this planet continue, as in the low light, various regions of the sea are transformed by stunning displays of bioluminescence. Even the reefback pod from earlier is now giving off a striking glow. This
I've
eerie
used
beauty
this
suggests
fine
there are
before.
many hidden wonders we have yet to see.
This isn't just a remodel. This is when your bath becomes an oasis, with finishing touches that turn your project into perfection. However you make it happen, we'll help make it yours. You've never been more ready.
From Illumination, the creators of Minions. Migration trailer starts now.
I want to use.
Isn't it beautiful?
This is awesome.
Oh, maybe we should go say hi. Hey there.
Jack talked to a girl.
A girl?
He wants to marry her. What? I didn't say that. You said it with your eyes. What?
They must be migrating.
Migration? What a stupid idea.
Okay, you're impossible.
Because I found a safe place for us to live.
I want us to get out and see the world.
What sort of father would I be if I put my young fowl in harm's way for no reason except a chance at a Caribbean vacation?
I don't want to miss out on life because you're afraid to leave this pond.
Here we go. Tail for the torsion.
Check.
Wing deployment.
Check.
Let's fly.
Don't.
To the north, beyond the edge of the grassy plateaus, huge mushroom trees grow in abundance. Despite their name and appearance, mushroom trees are actually a particularly long-lived species of coral. In the shade of these ancient giants, a new classification of life is swimming. These are jelly rays, an ethereal ray species with highly translucent bodies. In Earth's oceans, translucent lifeforms are quite common in the lower light depths. The jelly rays are therefore a sign we're getting closer to the deeper, and more fantastical, regions of 4546b. Beyond the safety of the mushroom forest, the twilight of the bulb zone awaits. Here, luminescent bulb bushes dominate the landscape, and have evolved to grow in this rocky, sandy environment thanks to a highly advanced system of roots. And along the seafloor, raging volcanic geysers launch boiling liquid and chunks of molten rock into the surrounding water. The extreme heat from these geysers charboils any fish that swims too close. An ominous light flickers in the murk. The source is an ampeel, a huge serpentine predator covered with glowing prongs that produce zaps of electricity. These aggressive creatures use electric discharges to intimidate other lifeforms and kill their prey with a single deadly shock. Such living batteries might seem biologically inexplicable, but the curious electric eel on Earth might help demonstrate how an organic creature could produce an electric field. Electric eels use disc-shaped cells packed into specialized organs to generate their electric currents, as incredible as that might sound. So it's possible that the ampeel's prongs contain similar cells, although the bioelectricity of an ampeel is far more extreme. A series of screeches announces the approach of a legion of bone sharks. Highly aggressive and territorial carnivores, it's unlucky to encounter so many at once. Their thickly armored exoskeletons, which give them their names, are adapted not just to deter larger predators, but also other bone sharks. The distinctive segmentation of these exoskeletons suggests bone sharks might share a common ancestor with the sand sharks we glimpsed on our last outing. If so, it's a fearsome family tree. While returning to the shallows to prepare for the next leg of my journey, I spot a new type of colorful fish. Something about the way it looks is truly hypnotic, and I want to swim closer, and then it bites my nose. That is a mesmer, a sneaky little creature that looks harmless while its 4 fins are folded up, but unfurled can create hypnotic patterns that have evolved to distract prey while it goes in for the kill. Thankfully, it seems I'm a bit too big to be swallowed up, but this is one fish to avoid. With supplies replenished, it's time to venture further into the unknown. Under the seafloor, networks of caves lead deeper into the uncharted interior of planet 4546b. Some of these caves are massive and contain entire ecosystems of their own, and the Jellyshroom Cave is one of the most miraculous. Here, among the stalagmites, grow jellyshrooms, massive, highly luminescent flora which might be distantly related to the tiny acid mushrooms of the shallows. In the purple light of the jellyshrooms shine the biters, small carnivores that stalk these caves for small prey. The antenna on their forehead seems to resemble the deep-sea anglerfish's lure at first glance, but the biter's antenna actually serves an entirely different purpose. It contains olfactory organs that help it detect bodily fluids in the water. In other words, the biter can smell its prey anywhere in the cavern. Unless, of course, the biter becomes prey itself. Winding through the cave is an unsettlingly lengthy crab snake, the apex predator of this environment. What makes this predator so deadly is not just its size, but its ability to hide in plain sight. The crab snake has a symbiotic relationship with the local jellyshrooms, using their hollow interior as the perfect lair from which to ambush prey. In behavior and appearance, the crab snake somewhat resembles Earth's bobbit worm, an unattractive predator that also ambushes its prey. In the Jellyshroom Caves, one needs to keep an eye out. Elsewhere on the seafloor, another shadowy cavern beckons. After many hours navigating the cave system, I surface in a cave that strangely seems lit by daylight. I realize I've stumbled upon something extremely rare for planet 4546b, dry land. This tiny island is the peak of an undersea mountain connected to an aquatic cave system, and it's one of the few places on the planet you can encounter terrestrial life. Scuttling along the beach are cave crawlers. As their name implies, these crab-like creatures have evolved to crawl along the sides of cave walls, which is likely why they were able to adapt to this fleeting landmass relatively quickly. Analysis of their biology suggests they possess a gas exchange membrane to breathe air, instead of fully functional terrestrial lungs. Soaring overhead is a life form that has spent much more time adapting to life above the waves. This is a sky ray, an avian creature that has, remarkably, evolved powered flight. Although its wings give it some resemblance to aquatic ray species, analysis shows no particular genetic link. Instead, the sky ray appears to have split off from the common evolutionary tree much earlier than most other species on the planet, perhaps at a time when dry land was more prevalent. In any case, it seems we've now seen all this island has to offer. Or maybe not. On one end of the island is a tremendous artificial spire. This mysterious monolith appears to be the work of advanced extraterrestrials, who, much like myself, came to this planet from afar. But did they come to study the life here like I did, or were their intentions more sinister? In any case, it seems this planet's greatest secret is still waiting to be uncovered. To the south, the seafloor plunges lower than ever before. We have come upon the Grand Reef. Here, orb-like blue plants called anchor pods risk floating off due to their gas-filled membrane, only staying in place due to their net-like root system. And nearby stomp a herd of sea treader leviathans. These vast herbivores roam the depths in search of plants on which to graze. The thunderous nature of their rhythmic steps is truly something to experience. Perhaps the most curious thing about these creatures is the fact they have 3 legs, something almost never glimpsed in nature. Analysis suggests their front leg is actually an elongated snout used to siphon plant material from the sea floor and to maintain balance. As alien as this might seem, there are some species of earth tripod fish with elongated fins they use to similarly stand on the sea floor. Right now, it appears the sea treader leviathans are migrating, so it's best not to disturb them. Beneath the Grand Reef, caverns take us further into the abyss. Here, the intimidating crab squid waits to butcher prey with its 10 limbs. Swim close to one, and they'll
Look
unleash
at
a
that.
mysterious bioelectric discharge, which has the properties of an electromagnetic pulse. While they appear to have massive brains, analysis suggests the large organ within their translucent sac is actually their stomach, which the crab squid fill with their bioluminescent prey. As a result, they seem attracted to light sources, convincing me to make a hasty exit from my submarine. This turns out to be a good call, as it drags my sub into the depths. If there are other creatures like the crab squid on the prowl down here, I'm going to need something a little larger. For the next perilous leg of the journey, I'll be piloting a Cyclops submarine, a vehicle that should be able to withstand the crushing depths of the abyss. Below the deep Grand Reef awaits a surreal environment of eerie green fog. This is the Lost River, a region covered in alkaline brine pools, which give the illusion of an underwater stream. Brine pools also exist in Earth's oceans and are extremely toxic due to their high salinity. Best not to get too close. Above these pools drift the haunting ghost rays. Relatives of the jelly rays from the mushroom forest, in these extreme depths, the ghost rays have become almost completely transparent, to the point where you can see the red of their internal organs. Elsewhere in the Lost River, blood crawlers, the spindly relatives of the cave crawlers, stride above the brine on stilt-like legs, rather unsettling forms of life. In the central chamber, something truly horrifying is waiting. This ancient fossil belongs to a colossus far larger than any that currently swims through the seas. Indeed, it's so massive that its rib cage has become part of the Lost River's landscape. We should count ourselves lucky this unknown genus seems to have gone extinct long ago. Yet still alive are the river prowlers. These aggressive, transparent predators haunt the gravesite of the Leviathan like vengeful ghosts. Even more frightening, their 4 head tendrils can lash out when attacking, allowing them to pull in prey. Not the sort of creature you'd like to encounter in the dark. But there is a strange beauty to certain regions of the Lost River. In a cove under the central chamber, the brine becomes a harmless blue, and ghost rays flock around a massive central tree. This tree appears to be an ancient nesting ground, as it is grown around a giant bioluminescent egg. While the egg itself is beautiful, whatever hatches out of an egg that size might not be. To find the adult form of the huge creature that hatches from this egg, we must venture into the nightmarish darkness of the Dead Zone. Here, at the edge of the habitable region for most fauna, we've found our giants, or they've found us. These aggressive monsters are ghost leviathans, and they're a major threat to this expedition. Analysis of their jaws suggests they feed on microscopic lifeforms that help them reach their massive sizes, although they seem fully capable of feeding on something larger. Time to head back the way we came. The mystery of the giant egg has been solved, but that's not the only strange thing in the Lost River. These ruins of a massive alien structure resemble the one on the island. The structure is guarded by these lifeforms, the Warpers, who possess a mind-bending ability. At will, they can somehow fold space-time and vanish into portals. This is not the ability of a natural lifeform. It seems we're dealing with an artificial creation. Searching for answers, I enter the ruined building. Here we can see the unfinished artificial body of a Warper. They did not evolve, and are a creation of the extraterrestrials. But for what purpose? Translating a digital message, it seems these alien architects came to 4546b many years ago, searching for a cure for a disease, and the warpers are their artificial quarantine enforcers. Given the lack of any living architects on 4546b, it appears that they were unsuccessful. On a table in a nearby lab, they've left behind an egg of a curious creature. After returning to the surface to recharge my submarine, I hatch the egg and this delightful life form emerges. This is a cuttlefish, a friendly, rotund little creature that displays high levels of intelligence and curiosity. I've also found it's quite a fan of treats. Analysis suggests it's possible this creature has been imported from another world, or even genetically altered to be extra friendly. It's possible the architect aliens kept them as pets, just like we do with dogs. It's tempting to stay longer with the cuttlefish in the shallows, yet I can't help but feel that in the abyss there are more mysteries I've yet to solve. Beneath the lost river, the landscape blazes with the fiery glow of molten rock. We've reached the lava zone, the deepest environment of them all. Here, incredible heat-resistant forms of life have evolved, like the crimson ray, a ray species that have developed a molten coloring to help it blend in with the lava, and the magmarang, a relative of the boomerang with a beautiful glowing tail fin. Another remarkable form of life is the lava larva, a grub-like creature that feeds off geothermal and electrical energy. I first learned this fact when I found one stuck to the windshield of my Cyclops, draining its energy. While this behavior is somewhat annoying, the energy conversion capabilities of this creature are truly remarkable. On the molten floor is something highly alarming. These skeletons belong to Reaper Leviathans. It seems that somewhere in the lava zone is a predator so large it can drag Reaper Leviathans into the depths. This doesn't bode well. Basking in the red glow of the molten rock are lava lizards. These predators are too small to be our culprits, but they're nonetheless quite deadly. For defense, they are able to cover their bodies with hardened, lava-like natural armor. While such a behavior is far more extreme than anything on Earth,
No,
scalyfoot
fine, okay.
snails, which I've discussed on this channel before, can survive in volcanic vents by
Let me go
incorporating
check if
iron
I've gotten
scales into their
anything.
body like
Okay, no
medieval art.
problems.
However,
It's
lava lizard
7, so there's
biology takes
plenty of
this to a
time.
new level. At the end of the lava zone lurks a massive chamber. The loudest roar we've encountered on our voyage shakes the cavern.
No, I do have a response.
Oh, good.
We
Hey,
found
feel much
our
better.
Reaper
Okay.
Leviathan Slayer. This is a sea dragon leviathan. Possessing both arms and tentacles, these creatures exceed 350 feet, or 112 meters in length. Sea dragons get their name from their ability to consume molten materials and expel them at their adversaries like they're breathing fire. I can only hope this absurdly deadly lifeform doesn't notice me. No such luck. A huge blow from the Leviathan rocks the Cyclops submarine. As a result, there appears to be a minor leak. Out of options, I have to abandon ship. Luckily, I have one last hope in the prawn suit, a deep-sea mechanical walker that should make an ideal escape pod. Ejecting from the Cyclops, it's a bit of a drop to the bottom. But it appears my plan has worked, as the sea dragon Leviathan thinks its foe has been vanquished. Here, at the end of our journey, lies a final, mysterious building. With some difficulty, I pilot the prawn suit over to it. Inside, locked in a containment facility, the largest creature of Subnautica is waiting. This is a Sea Emperor Leviathan, and although it appears to be a relative of the sea dragon, it is in no way hostile. Like real-world baleen whales, the largest creatures on Earth, its diet consists solely of microorganisms. While the Sea Emperor Leviathan is so large I am unable to get a proper scan of it, it seems that it can somehow manipulate neurons to communicate telepathically, as it told me of its plight. The Sea Emperor was entombed here by the alien architects in the hope it could provide a cure for their disease. which I believe is in strict violation of the Intergalactic Code of Biological Ethics. At the request of this intelligent creature, I agree to take its hatchlings back to the surface with me. Watching the first moments of baby sea emperors' lives is a truly wondrous experience, even after all
There's
the
a part of
biological
dying
marvels
fire.
I've glimpsed thus far.
Blue Moon
Sadly,
that does
the
not
Sea
care for
Emperor
his
is at
plight.
the end of its lifespan, and informs me that it won't be coming with us. At the very least, I'm happy I can help their babies live on in freedom. It is a bittersweet conclusion to a long and winding journey. With the Sea Emperor babies returning to their natural habitat, our study of this region of Subnautica is at its end.
Wow, this is awesome. Makes you think there's no way we can be alone amongst all these thousands of stars.
Thousands?
There, the Lagoon Nebula. Oh, and see the Andromeda Galaxy?
Kinda. But it must be nice to see them the way you do.
Yeah, I love astrophotography. I'll send you some of my star pics.
Thanks. But I got it covered.
There's also a part of him that feels bad for
iPhone?
dying
Are you
fire.
trying to send some kind of message to extraterrestrials?
No. I'm using my flash to get better pics of the stars.
I don't think that's...
You know, night sight. With my night light.
But there is another region of planet 4546b. Sector 0 is a region of extremely low temperatures, where organisms of all types have had to adapt to the cold. Beginning on the ice floats above the shallows, a curious life form makes its home in this region where land meets the sea. Huddled together on a float is a flock of waddling penguins. Penguins are small,
Blue Moon knows that
predatory
he
fauna,
should deserve it.
aren't the most graceful on land. When a penguin dives underwater, however, the creature's unique retractable tail allows them to twist through the currents with remarkable grace. Despite their cute appearance, penguins are carnivores, and their beaks open horizontally, revealing a rather alarming set of teeth. In their body shape and general behavior, penguins show a high degree of convergence with Earth penguins, with both species adapting to an Arctic environment in similar ways. And on any ice float with penguins, you will also find penglings, the juvenile form of penguins who never stray far from their parents. Even more than adults, infant penglings are extremely awkward on land, but what they might lack in overall balance, they make up for in endless enthusiasm. And while penglings might possess the same, somewhat alarming fanged mouth, they're remarkably docile creatures, perfectly content with being gently lifted up. As nice as it is to briefly hold a baby pengling, however, I don't want to disrupt their natural routines. As we dive into the polar waters, a shallow, surprisingly warm region awaits just under the ice floats. The landscape of this coastal sea is dominated by coral bridges, great arches formed by rapidly growing polyps that can exceed 600 feet, or 200
He
meters
doesn't
in length.
exactly
Bioluminescent blue
feel
barnacles
pity.
grow on the coral's underside, which a scan suggests are actually separate
Pity.
species taking advantage of the bridge's structure. But why would the coral bridges grow into such strange, arcing shapes? The answer lies in a phenomenon known as thigmotropism, a pattern of growth observed in earth plants in response to touch stimulus. Thigmotropism is what allows vines to wrap around and climb up poles, and it's the likely reason the great coral bridges
But
always
he does
float
know the
from one
pain
reef to another.
of living with his own
Just
brothers.
beyond these coral bridges, we encounter an Arctic peeper, who watches for predators with its massive yellow eyes. Relatives of the common peeper in the tropical seas, Arctic peeper's scales have evolved a white hue for better camouflage against the ice. Other familiar herbivores also swim here, like the translucent bladderfish and the vibrant hoopfish. Together, these species form an important base in the Sector Zero food chain for the larger, less familiar creatures that lurk under the ice. Swimming northwards, I've reached a region known as the Sparse Arctic. This entire biome is situated under thick ice shelves and receives little direct sunlight. On the underside of these icebergs, hazardous ice formations known as brinicles protrude like jagged fangs. Highly unstable, brinicles frequently shatter and crash to the ocean floor. Yet as foreboding as the sparse Arctic seems, some truly remarkable species thrive here. This odd-looking fellow is called a brinewing. With its rotund form and beak-like mouth, it gives the impression of an ineffectual herbivore. But the brinewing is a powerful predator. To hunt,
They aren't
it
fun to be
unleashes a
with,
rapid-fire
but he
torrent of
finds
super
enjoyment
cold
in
saline
torturing
solution that freezes
dying
the
fire.
and can encase its prey in ice. A scan suggests that the brinewing uses a highly specialized bladder to produce this supercooled brine
He has
from the
given
surrounding
himself the
salt.
job of being
For as
his
unusual an
torture
adaptation
in
as
hell.
this might seem, the earth archerfish can shoot down insects using water jets launched from their specialized mouths, and are remarkably accurate. Other species in the sparse Arctic
In
have very
purgatory.
different survival strategies, like the enormous Titan holefish, a slow-moving herbivore with a strange hole in the center of its body. The Titan holefish is a relative of the tiny, guppy-sized tropical holefish, and is so much larger than its cousin you can actually swim through the hole at its center. But what is the purpose of this hole? A scan suggests the gel-like
Are you still
interior is
writing your
lined with
story or
millions of
whatever?
eggs.
Yes.
But
No, you're
curiously,
fine.
the eggs'
I just had
DNA
it.
doesn't match
When you
that
were
of the
outside with the
holefish.
dogs
The
earlier,
mystery of the eggs is
I
revealed
had a
when I spot
random
a
thing
tiny
come
life
up, and
form
it's little
swimming
snow
alongside
leopard
the
babies.
holefish. Soon many
Really?
others join
Like, I
in,
guess they bred
swarming
them
like a
or
bee
something.
colony around a
Because that's
hive.
like a big
These
deal. I
are
don't know, right?
symbiotes, small
Snow
predators that have
leopards.
evolved to make their nests in the hole of the Titan holefish,
Aww.
and in turn defend the holefish at all cost, and even provide
They
it
are
with
very
food.
cute.
This highly cooperative lifestyle is an example of a mutualistic partnership, one of the few on planet 4546b.
It sounds like they
As a
could be a
result, the
dinosaur, don't
Titan
you think?
holefish has evolved to
That
be remarkably unintelligent,
But Blue
swimming
Moon would
forward
still
like
give
a
him
fish,
breaks
fully
every
trusting the
once in a
complex
while.
ecosystem that supports its every need. Just beyond the sparse Arctic, the bare sand gives way to the teeming Arctic kelp forest. Here, creepvine plants sway in the polar current, casting light into the depths with their bioluminescent seeds. These creepvine plants are close relatives of the green variety which grow in the warm waters of the tropics, although the chemical composition of the polar waters has turned them a pale yellow. Among the fronds, familiar fish like the boomerang flit between the leaves, and some very unfamiliar fish swim here also. These extremely bizarre life forms are called spinnerfish, and have perhaps the most peculiar method of swimming ever conceived. Using 3 pairs of siphons along the side of their body, spinnerfish jet along like living water wheels. At a glance, its bizarre body plan somewhat resembles the larval form of an ocean sunfish, but ultimately the spinnerfish is one of a kind. Speaking of one of a kind, I soon spot an incredible life form. I'm just about to scan it when it swims in and snatches the scanner right from my hands. Frustrated, I give chase, and find the creature occasionally looks back and waves the
Letting him
scanner
hang
free
out in his
reluctantly.
room
Thankfully, I'm able to
for a
outmaneuver it and
time
snatch my
before
cooldown.
bringing him back out.
Finishing the scan, I discover this creature might be annoying, but it's truly remarkable, with both a developed brain and finger-like appendages for object manipulation. It's called a sea monkey, a nickname it shares with Earth brine shrimp. Unlike those sea monkeys, however, the sea monkey of planet 4546b seems about as intelligent as an actual primate, meaning it's the smartest life form I've found in Sector Zero. Given time, the sea monkeys might have an incredible future trajectory. I just hope they evolve to be less annoying. With the kelp forest thoroughly charted, it's time to regroup on the surface. Sticking my head above the water, however, I find the shallows are engulfed in a dangerous polar storm. Looking around, I realize the penguin flock from earlier might be in serious danger. Upon arriving at their ice float, however, I find the penguins unbothered by the weather, simply huddling for warmth and waiting out the rain. Truly, penguins are intriguing creatures. With the sun thankfully returning, it occurs to me that there's still much I have to learn about penguin flock dynamics, but I don't want to disrupt them further with my presence. Time for some innovation. I've devised an alternative, less conspicuous method of observation. This machine is my spy pengling, and it will hopefully be able to keep an eye on the penguin flock with its hidden cameras while I continue my expedition across Sector 0. I'm uncertain if the penguins will be fooled into accepting this robot as one of their own, but the only way to find out is to test it. As inconspicuously as I can, I deploy the robot. Taking control via an auxiliary remote, I navigate the spy pengling into the midst of the flock. It's not a perfect disguise, but the penguins don't seem particularly bothered by its presence either. Though it's unlikely this robot
There we go. Look at that
their
bitch.
natural behavior. I'll leave the flock
Yeah, look, Mom.
and head deeper
Holy
into the
shit.
inland regions.
Look at it.
Even further out to sea,
Look
we
at
steer
it.
at the lily pad
That's
island
awesome.
water,
I
seemingly
hope he
by
likes it.
miraculous means. These floating chunks of rock are held up by giant lily pads, an enormous type of plant that defines this ecosystem.
Yeah.
Giant lily pads are indeed so large that it's possible to stand on their leafy tops without fear of sinking. But it's the bizarre life that swims in the lily pad shadows that makes this region truly unique. Take, for example, the hilariously named
look at
newt
it.
fish.
Look
With its
at it.
colorful
It's
markings and
gorgeous.
innocent beak-like snout, the newt fish can easily pass as a herbivore, but any fish that makes that mistake is soon swallowed
Just realized
whole.
I've had that on for
The
like ever.
newtfish's
Oh well.
beak is in fact a stretchy, extendable lip.
It's
lined
kind
with
of weird how you have like the
oozes to
painting
envelop
shading and yet like the character
this
shaded
kind
with
of extendable
pencil.
mouth somewhat resembles that of
So
the
I don't really
sarcastic
mind.
hinge head of the Pacific Ocean. Best to keep
It kind of works
but there are bigger
in a
predators
weird
here
way.
than the newtfish. The brute shark
Anyways,
is an
I'm gonna
aggressive
save
predator
this
that
as a
scours
thing.
the depths with its ghostly white eyes. With huge fangs and a massive bony jaw, they feed on just about anything they can catch. Like many earth sharks, they prefer to attack by ambush from above or
Yes,
below.
we are. Why does it make
The
an
only
awful
good
noise?
news is that while they're deadly, brute sharks aren't particularly fast. Still, if I don't keep my distance, I might be on the menu. Closer to the surface, I spot a remarkably colorful life form. Swimming nearer, the edges of my vision blur, and I feel just a little dizzy. Huh. Has the sky always been that color? Everything feels floaty for a while. Eventually, the effect wears off, and with a clear head, I understand what just happened. That life form, known as a lily paddler, possesses the unique ability to disorient would-be attackers with the mesmerizing patterns on its colorful appendages. It's an impressive defense, and a vital one for a creature like a lily paddler which is otherwise quite vulnerable. I just wish it didn't make my head hurt. A shadow passes
There we
overhead.
go.
Just above me, a whale-sized leviathan opens its mouth to a tremendous size and swallows an entire school of fish in just a single gulp. This is a glow whale, and while they're highly effective at feeding on small fish, they're thankfully quite gentle. At almost 100 feet, or 30 meters
Back
away,
into the
is a
gallery.
fierce Leviathan-class organism
Look
I've
at that
encountered in
bitch.
Sector 0.
Oh my god,
A
that looks
highly
gorgeous.
intelligent one. A scan of the glow whales indicate they possess many
Onto the
organs
tumbler
that are
to make a
capable of
post.
bioluminescence, most notably around the corners of their eyes and the ends of their horns. Careful not to startle it, I brush a glow whale under its eye, causing a faint glow.
It's weird to try and create a
interpret
post
whether
when
this is
it's
a
this
random
small.
response or an attempt to send a message. In any case,
We're
the
gonna
glow
open
whale
that
seems
one.
content with my presence.
And then
As
we're
I
gonna
watch
add
it
the
enter
other
its
one.
pod, I wish I could stay with this spectacular
You
life
know
form
they
for
made
longer.
like an
But
AI or
before the
probably
sun
several
sets,
AIs
there's
that
one
And
last
I'm actually
movement
gonna
I
save
need
this
to
as a
chart.
draft, guys, because
Underneath layers of
I can use
cellulose,
my
there are
phone
telltale
to
signs
do
that a
this much
permanent
easier because I'm
landmass
terrible
makes
at
up a
typing.
portion of
But
Sector Zero.
that's the
Dry land is so
That's the
scarce
finished
on
work.
this ocean planet that it's impossible to guess what sorts of life forms might live farther inland. Passing through a narrow canyon,
That's a
I
finished
find
thing.
strange
Look at
plant-family
that.
hybrids that seem to be growing
Woo!
from the walls.
That took
These are
all
water
day,
lilies,
but
organisms that
all day,
spend
2
most of their
streams.
time tracking the sun and
While we are
absorbing its
finished, I
energy, but also
am
tune
drawn
to track
out.
my movement as I pass.
So I
A
say
scan suggests they aren't
goodbyes.
dangerous, and
Bye.
thanks to the thermal
Let me
radiation they've absorbed,